just going to take a sample taste of it. That is delicious. You definitely get the rhubarb flavor. It's not too sweet. I could let this go a little bit longer, which I might do. I might just let this sit on the counter for another day or two to ferment just a little bit more, to get a little bit more zing to it. The longer you let it sit out, the more sugar it burns off. So it'll get a drier flavor. So I'm going to do that. That's delicious, but it's only 11:30 in the morning, so I shouldn't be drinking. Okay, so, and I don't know what the alcohol content is on this. And as far as how much fruit did I used about a half a gallon, one of those plastic bags that's the gallon size, half of it, and a gallon jar. So I'm going to walk you through how to make a fresh batch, and I am going to use my citrus salt from the other video, which I'll link at the end of this, because I need to use this in something. And I'm just going to dump the whole jar into the gallon jar with the rhubarb fruit. On May 14th, I pulled out the last bag of frozen rhubarb from my freezer, and I put together a batch of rhubarb wine in this gallon jar. All this is chopped up frozen rhubarb and 1 cup of sugar. So it's time to strain off the fruit from the liquid. And I'm going to walk you through how to make a batch today out of fresh rhubarb. I haven't noticed too much difference between the fresh or frozen. If anything, I think the frozen makes for a tastier, like more of a rhubarb flavored wine. And then the fresh adds more color, more of the pink color. Okay, so I'll clean and sanitize that jar and get it ready for the next batch here in just a second. And I just take this fruit. I've tried making things out of it, but it just doesn't have the flavor because it's already been imparted, it's been in the water for 2 weeks. So I just dump this in the horse pasture. And I don't know if any of them even eat it. It's probably for the birds, but I just dump it on the other side of the fence. So I have this beautiful pink liquid here. There you go. And I'm going to pour this off into a bottle, actually a couple of bottles, and I'm going to take a taste of it. So as far as jars, I save my old vinegar, apple cider vinegar jars, and just clean the label off, and I use that for my bottling. You can also use a mason jar. I also bought a case of tomato juice from Azure Standard about a year ago, and the jars are just, I don't know, I think they're pretty. They're too nice to throw away. The label comes off so nice and clean. So I'm going to use some of these for bottling as well. So to do that, I have a funnel, and I just set it in the sink, and I just pour it directly out of the bowl that I poured it into. Now I could strain this, but I don't. Not a big deal to me. Like if I was making it for somebody else, I might. But it looks pretty as it is. There, jar number 1. I felt it a little too tall. And this will go in the fridge. Okay, I'm going to go and harvest some fresh rhubarb, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I've got my knife here and a bowl. Head out to the garden. There's Toby. Okay, this is ready to harvest. I'm going to get enough to make our wine today and hopefully get some in the freezer. So let me hook this up and flip it around. So I just look for nice red stalks, and I just cut them off at the bottom and then hack the leaf off. And if you don't know, rhubarb leaves are inedible. They have a certain kind of acid in them that will give you food poisoning. It's just not healthy for you. It'll cause actually kidney failure. So do not eat the leaves. Do not try and feed it to your pets. What else? I was doing a little bit of research for this about rhubarb, because I don't really know a whole lot about rhubarb, except for that I absolutely love it. I guess back in ancient Roman times, they didn't even eat the stalks. They just harvested the root and dried it and used it as a laxative, which I thought was kind of interesting. Interesting that there would be such a need for laxatives. It makes you wonder what their diet was. Got my jar sanitized with the boiling water. I got my rhubarb chopped up. This is about 4 good sized stalks, big thick ones like this. And for maximum flavor, say you don't have as much rhubarb, you're buying it at the store or something, you could run this through your food processor on the shredding section, and and pour all the juice that comes in it in the jar as well, so you get all the maximum flavor. I do that with my apples when I'm making hard cider. Rather than chop them up, I'll run them through the food processor on the shred setting, and you get so much more flavor and bang for your buck with the fruit that way. So I'm going to put this into the jar. And remember I said I was going to be using the citrus sugar pack that I did back in April. I just don't eat enough sugar to justify making a bunch of those. It does taste good, and I did use it in some cookies that I made. But I don't know. Probably not something I will do again. But I will do the salt packs again. So another option that you have with the rhubarb for the sweetener is you could use honey. And that tastes absolutely delicious. It gives it a floral flavor. I'm going to use first a heavy duty spoon to get that out, and then my spatula. And I may end up having to run some water in here to get this all out. So I've never done this before. This is my first time using citrus sugar to sweeten my rhubarb wine with, I think I've done it with citrus in the, before, just threw it all in at once. It hadn't been pre-packaged like this before. But it should taste good. I think the orange and the lemon will go nicely with the rhubarb. I've also done rhubarb blackberry wine. Okay, so I still have to add water into this. So I'm just going to rinse this and try and get all the sugar out of it. And I'm using hot water because I feel like that gets my ferments going a little bit quicker rather than filling it with room temperature or cold. Can do that one more time. And I am going to add another probably 3/4 of a cup of sugar to this. There. That will free up some space in my refrigerator. Let me grab the sugar. Be right back. So I put about 1/2 cup of sugar in here, and now I'm just going to make sure everything's blended well. And this is it. Sugar, water, and your fruit, and then you get like a nice wine out of it. So, whoops. Fill it up to the top. And it takes about 2 weeks. You could probably go 10 days if you want to have something a little sweeter. You want it to be a little bit more on the dry side like I like mine. I skim the fruit off at about the 10-day mark and then just let it sit for a few more days. Put my lid on here. And then I'm going to redate it. And put it in a dark spot. And how I date my jars, I just use some Scotch tape and a Sharpie, and I put it over the lid like that. That way I'm not having to try and scrub the dates off of the lids and stuff.